My name is Jessica. I am a ninth grader from ZPHS School, Ailavaram. I am so glad to interact with you. I would like to ask you a question. Can I ask, ma'am?
Okay.
What role do teachers play in fostering an inclusive and intercultural learning environment, and what strategies can they use to be effective?
Thank you so much for this question. Very interesting and um, very important question to answer. So teachers are facilitators, right? We say that teachers are facilitators, not only teachers. So I sometimes think that what do I teach to my students? Maybe nothing. I just share some knowledge with them, and they have to accept, they have to, they have to relate to the topic with their mindset. And my role is more as a facilitator. So, and teachers are facilitators of inclusive and intercultural education by creating safe, respectful, and inequitable environments. So there are some strategies. We need to integrate multicultural contexts on, you know what, in maybe several years ago, maybe 10 or 15 years ago in Georgia, we did not have intercultural classroom. Now we have students from different cultures because of the war in Ukraine. For example, we have also Ukrainian students and students from the regions. Such things also happen in different countries, right? So this is the main reason of globalization. So I think that the process of globalization created a multicultural environment. So we need to use more collaborative learning, group activities where students from diverse backgrounds work together. Also foster cultural exchanges, facilitate some discussions, and listen to students or people from different countries. Develop inclusive policies also on the base of school or maybe university board. They have to think about inclusive policies. And reflective teaching practices is the most and very important. Consciously evaluate personal biases and teaching methods to ensure inclusivity. I think this is my response to your question.
Okay.
Thank you. How are you? Thank you for joining.
I'm fine, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to ask you a question, ma'am. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
Here, my question is, what do you assess and measure the development of critical thinking skills in your students?
How do I assess and measure the development of critical thinking, right?
Yes.
In my course, I bring the first thing that I do is test. At the end of the course, I bring the test in the classroom, and they have to check their knowledge. I also use some reflective tasks here. Also, they practice in presentation techniques. They have to, but I bring some presentation techniques and teach them how to bring some ideas into class and connect them with English language learning and teaching in my class. I also integrate English language input, which they have to reflect on at home, and they have to integrate and connect it to intercultural education. Well, this is not that easy. By the way, it needs time, but in groups and in project learning, we quite successfully fulfill this. We also have discussions and debates, and rubrics are very good way also to assess and evaluate students. Hi.
My name is Fahad Tabsum. I am studying 8th grader from JPHS School Elavaram. I would like to ask a question. Can I ask, ma'am?
Yes, sure.
How does intercultural education contributes to the development of global citizenship and social responsibility?
Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, actually, this question is the basics of this course, intercultural education, because without global citizenship and those responsibility with which all of us have, there does not exist intercultural competence or intercultural relations, right? So we need to promote awareness where students learn about global issues in my context, like climate change, human rights education, equality or inequality, also violence, war, terrorism, poverty, how to overcome poverty, and such things are very important to contribute to the development of this the global citizenship. Also, what is very important is to build empathy. So you might know about empathy, right? Empathy is when you understand how others feel. And unfortunately, nowadays, in 21st century, I think that many people don't have this type of feeling towards others. Many people, not everyone. But we need to help students to understand different cultures, different values, understand each other, to become more tolerant. And this is key to being global citizen. So also we prepare for a globalized world. I do this in my classroom. I also organize some conferences annually, which help students to search for different information for and for they search for economic and for political some conditions which really have a big influence on intercultural competences between people. Okay, so I think in this regard, intercultural education really has the utmost importance. Thank you for the question.
Elavaram. Here, I would like to ask you a question, ma'am. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
How can intercultural education promote mutual respect and understanding among students from diverse cultural backgrounds?
Thank you. Thank you very much for this question. This is also very interesting and part of this course. Yeah, the main purpose, yes, it's to promote mutual respect that I have already mentioned, right? It's when I started that we need to reduce aggression in us when we say someone is different, and we don't have to like bend that they don't to be different, and people don't have to be punished because that. So in order to promote mutual respect, I try to get students be part of a conversation. I have different, as I have mentioned, we have different, we have students from different countries, different nations, and I start get them started in dialogue, in making dialogue. They retell stories to each other, which really help, to create and to provoke empathy, to understand their different understand situations in different environment. So also cross-cultural collaboration is very important. Some of the group projects, peer learning activities also can help, and when they appreciate each other's environment where they come from. And also conflict resolution training would be, I think, a very good strategy in the future. Thank you very
My
much.
name is Gayatri. I'm a ninth grader from
Hi.
the school Elavaram. How are you, ma'am?
Thank you. How are you? Thank you so much.
I'm fine, ma'am. Here I would like to ask you a question. Can I ask, ma'am?
Yes, sure.
What strategies do you use to encourage students to question assumptions and think independently?
Yes. This is also very good question for the teacher. It's for teachers. Actually, I teach university students who already know how to think independently, but they lack somehow critical thinking skills. They need to be helped to think objectively, to think critically, to see something beyond the wall, let's say something there very deeply. So as I have shown you, I also use this some of the questionnaires. First, they have to reflect on themselves. They have to evaluate their skills. What are their skills? How they think? What is meta thinking, right? Meta thinking is when you think about your thoughts, and I help them to start and reflecting on themselves. We also encourage curiosity in our class when I create some activities based on why and how questions. I also provide diverse perspectives when I present multiple interpretations of events, theories, and concepts to push students beyond binary thinking. And basically, I can't share now, but I use taxonomy, Bloom's taxonomy, and I explain them that Bloom's taxonomy has different stages of thinking, which you also, as students, can focus and evaluate yourselves whether on which level your thinking is, and then help yourself with some different strategies to improve your thinking and go deeper, and then not create, but just provoke creative thinking in you. So problem solving is very important. So what do we need for our brain to do to solve some problems in life, right? That's very important. If we don't solve problems, then our mindset is not quite appropriately ready for life. So we need to think critically in order to solve problems.
Okay, thank you. If you don't mind, may I request you to take your laptop outside your home so that we can see what is weather in Georgia?
Weather in Georgia. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Weather in Georgia is wonderful today. I'm on the balcony now. Can you
Oh,
see?
yes, yes, I can see.
Oh, it's sunny here. Like, yeah, I'm living in a block of flats.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Yeah. This is Tbilisi.
Tbilisi, yes. Mm.
Okay.
Thank you so much for giving us a virtual tour outside your home. And before we end the session, may I request you to give a message to my students?
Okay. So what is the most thing in life, what I would also recommend my daughters to do and my student is to read a lot in life and to get as much information as possible from anyone, everyone in the world, and to focus on your personal development. This is very important. And also to be integrated to another world also, which is out of your country. And this makes people more generous, more tolerant, and we become kinder when we know other cultures who exist. And please always be very tolerant. Maybe we don't like some other people, even in Georgia. We don't like some other people's religions. We don't accept, but still we need to respect, I never say that I don't like anybody because I like I like differences. I like diversity and I love everyone and anybody who is very kind, but evil people are not for me. So what I would like to ask you is to be very kind, to be generous, and to be tolerant. That's very important. So we are all human beings, and we need to remember that human beings are, how to say, like the crown of the universe, right? So we are quite different from animals. It means that we have responsibility to be very generous and tolerant. This is very important.